those retail, shoppers, or the music or whatever, like I think,
Right.
like I said, like I know, and I'm not surprised at all as far as for Roger,
Right.
as far as like, hey, we actually have some pocket,
Yeah.
we have some pocket aces we're dealing with.
Right.
It's just on
No, he does. He
but
does.
I mean, it's on a needs to know basis. Right now, so yeah, and that's pretty much it as far as that. I
think we push to get the MVP done, and the heavier part of it we can kind of smoke and mirrors it, like he said. And I think it's going to impress investors.
Yeah.
Regardless,
right. Right. I mean, because just on the ideation, the impact.
Yeah. There you go, and then just even from what you just scaled out on just the commerce aspect, right?
Right.
The impact is that
like across the board, like
yeah.
Didn't matter what lane people occupied, like everybody understood that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody grabbed onto that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's really, we've gone from 30 feet, dropped down to 10,000 feet, gone down to ground level, and then, back up again, like how are we really building that, like building those tranches as far as, in terms of the focus and the detail.
And if we get the focus down, it'll be easy to roll out one.
Yeah.
Two, the scale out will be a lot easier to do.
Right.
As far as he keeps
right.
clawing on making sure
right.
it's tight knit on certain
right.
aspects.
So I think the next, in terms of part of the follow up,
is these three core.
Yeah, right.
Things,
so I think, in terms of, maybe throwing out a survey to the team.
Okay.
From after this discussion, what would they see as the most lowest lying fruit and potential, or highest velocity adoption, and not like, are we going just like,
you mean as far as mass adoption, or as far as
just
for the MVP scope? Yeah. Okay.
So are we going, keep it like Jazz was saying, are we keeping
it's a thin line between commerce and gaming.
Right.
And we were retail heavy.
Right. I mean, that's why the survey, like.
Oh, as far as the direction,
okay.
What
so,
feels okay with?
Do we want, like, that's what they were saying at the end. It's like almost like 2 apps.
Yeah.
It's like layering 2 apps.
Right.
And for now, for MVP purposes,
right.
let's do a temporary split out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then.
Well, overall, right? If this was a couple of years ago, we would have to scale it down and just maybe, for sure, it has to be maybe just one or the other, right? Mm-hmm. But from our past this discussion, the concept of super apps, it's not something that it's not like it's on the east, right, of the world. It's just, that's the thing.
Right.
It's just not really super. It's just now starting to be adopted here.
Right.
But maybe we lean more heavier to one, and it's very minuscule on the other one. But
yeah. So I mean, the other way I would throw out.
But what do you think? Yeah. I mean, we still got to run it through. Yeah, as far as
the other way I would throw out the question is, if we're courting this through the investor lens, and most of these are probably going to be American.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Stateside investors. That's a certain lens that their knowledge base. You know what I mean?
Right.
So. You also want to do the lowest resistant, lowest friction of the education component.
Okay.
That would be
that'd be for sure. Versus just low friction. Just not anything crazy.
Right, because we're not doing we're not doing a capital raise as far as like Tokyo or like the Orient. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would be teaching to the choir.
Okay.
This is more the highest IQ, tech IQ. You're talking about the Bay Area, New York, you know, Boston, Chicago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit of Austin there, but you know, so that's.
But
that's
Austin they're okay. Everybody else, the way I'm looking at it, everybody else is going to be more on the commerce. Like Austin, they're going to be on the academia side because it's UT, it's their backyard. They're going to see, even with this whole situation with the coronavirus actually helps us, right?
There's some.
But the thing is, for the users, it's the gaming aspect. But for what we're trying to do in the very initial steps, it's more commerce or it's more commerce or academia. So,
right.
But I mean, like you said, we go through the channels with everybody to see. But from what we just discussed, right? It looks like it's gonna be super lean on either academia and gaming, and more on the commerce side. Oh, just like a basketball game, or the
right.
badge earning component.
Yeah, let's just say Houston, because
Yeah.
as far as like the esports, or you know, Houston has.
But my thing also, right? That was Jazz Deep's thing mainly also was, he's like, okay, we got to scale it down to very minimum, right? It's probably gonna be just two things instead of just all three. But I'm just like, we gotta be able to show it. If investors are here, right, and we're doing a pitch, how do we show?
Or what do you mean?
No, on this part, right? These three cities, it's like, okay, it's just gonna have to be this, right? And all this is gonna have to be just like scaled down.
Right.
So my thing is, what about giving them that experience of being at a whole nother city?
Okay, like a virtual travel.
Yeah, I mean, but that's part of the app. But he's like,
so that can
he's like,
okay.
we gotta keep the MVP.
Right.
So how could we possibly? How could we possibly? So can we just?
Yeah.
Can we just keep this?
I know the storyboarding on that.
Okay, do we just keep the hub and just maybe like a section of New York City, and that's it?
Yeah.
Just to show, storyboarding. Okay, you got it.
So
okay.
I would have, so let's say my profile would be,